The Syrian government says almost 80% of Deraa is under its control. More towns and villages continue to surrender, agreeing to so-called reconciliation deals that pave the way for a return to government rule. Tens of thousands of the displaced Syrians have since returned home. But the United Nations says some 200,000 people continue to seek safety close to the border with the Israeli-occupied Golan Heights. Some there are media activists and journalists who are considered by the government to be terrorists for their involvement in opposition activities. Colleagues are appealing for help.
Some 270 journalists are trapped in Deraa. The borders are closed. They face imminent danger and their lives are at risk. They fear they will be killed or arrested. We ask they be given safe exit. We've lost contact with many of them.
Some of those opposition media workers are under siege in the rebel-controlled southern half of Deraa city. Since Sunday, army soldiers and their allies encircled the opposition enclave in the provincial capital. Government opponents are to be given safe passage to rebel-controlled areas in the north. That condition was among the terms of Friday's ceasefire deal between the rebels and the Russian military, which was negotiating on behalf of the Syrian government. The opposition says the transfer to Idlib will happen once the rest of the deal is implemented. Many Syrians are afraid to live under President Bashar al-Assad's rule. Syrian human rights activists have documented 21 cases of executions and dozens of arrests since government troops moved into opposition areas during their almost 3-week offensive in Deraa.
We have seen this happen before in Aleppo, in eastern Ghouta, even in the Homs district of Al-War. The regime executes and arrests people despite assurances. Deraa is no different. We have the names of the victims and eyewitness accounts. They kill children and the elderly on the basis that their sons or relatives participated in the fight against the regime.
The takeover of Deraa is another win for Assad, who now controls around 60% of the country. But these victories are doing little to foster peace and security for all Syrians. Russian commanders say military police are being sent to guarantee the Syrian government won't exact retribution on civilians who lived in rebel areas. It's a promise that has been made in the past and a promise the opposition doesn't trust. Zeina, Khodr, Al Jazeera, Beirut.